Nicole caught her husband in a forbidden affair with her mom. With a loud voice she screamed, "Mother! How could you do this to your only daughter, sleeping with my husband while I'm away at work? Pretending to be helping me with house chores." This was how the story began. The Tangled Web. Maureen had always been a doting mother-in-law, or so it seemed. Her frequent visits to her daughter Nicole's home began innocently enough. She would arrive with baskets of fresh produce from her garden, offering to help with chores or babysit her grandchildren. Nicole, a hardworking nurse, appreciated the extra help, especially with her husband Kelvin often buried in his accounting job. But as the visits grew more frequent, Maureen's intentions began to shift. She found herself lingering longer, her eyes lingering even more. Kelvin, a charming and attentive man, was the object of her growing fascination. At first, Maureen dismissed her feelings as mere admiration for her son-in-law's dedication to his family. But soon, her admiration turned into something far more dangerous. She began to time her visits for when Nicole was at work, ensuring she and Kelvin would be alone. Their conversations grew longer, their laughter more intimate. One afternoon, as they shared a pack of juice, Maureen's hand brushed against Kelvin's, and the spark between them ignited a flame neither could extinguish. What started as innocent flirtation quickly spiraled into a full-blown affair, hidden behind closed doors and whispered promises. The affair became an addiction, a secret they both craved yet feared. Maureen would arrive at the house under the guise of helping, her heart racing at the thought of seeing Kelvin. He, too, found himself drawn to her, unable to resist the thrill of their forbidden connection. They became reckless, stealing moments whenever Nicole was away. The risk of being discovered only fueled their passion, but it also planted seeds of guilt that gnawed at them both. Nicole, oblivious to the betrayal unfolding in her own home, continued to trust her mother and husband implicitly. She noticed the subtle changes, Maureen's lingering glances, Kelvin's distracted demeanor, but dismissed them as stress from work. Meanwhile, Maureen and Kelvin's relationship grew more intense, their bond deepening with each stolen moment. They knew their actions could destroy the family, but the pull was too strong to resist. The danger of their affair loomed like a storm cloud, threatening to shatter the lives of everyone involved. One fateful day, Nicole returned home earlier than expected, her shift cut short due to a power outage at the hospital. She walked into the house, calling out for Kelvin, only to be met with silence. As she approached the bedroom, she heard muffled voices and the sound of hurried movement. Her heart sank as she pushed the door open, revealing Maureen and Kelvin in a compromising embrace. The room seemed to spin as Nicole's world crumbled around her. Maureen and Kelvin froze, their faces pale with shock. Nicole's scream echoed through the house, a raw sound of betrayal and pain. The truth was out, and there was no going back. The family was thrust into chaos, their lives forever changed by the dangerous affair that had been hidden in the shadows. The once strong bond between mother and daughter, husband and wife, was shattered, leaving behind a trail of heartbreak and regret. In the days that followed, the house became a battlefield of emotions. Nicole moved out, taking the children with her to a friend's house, unable to bear the sight of Kelvin or Maureen. Kelvin, racked with guilt, tried to apologize, but his words fell on deaf ears. Maureen, too, attempted to reach out to Nicole, but her daughter's anger was too deep, her sense of betrayal too profound. The children, confused and heartbroken, asked endless questions that Nicole struggled to answer. She found herself torn between her love for her children and her desire to shield them from the ugly truth. Meanwhile, Kelvin and Maureen were left to face the consequences of their actions. Their affair, once a source of passion and excitement, now felt like a heavy chain, binding them in a web of guilt and regret. Weeks turned into months, and the family remained fractured. Nicole filed for divorce, unable to forgive Kelvin for his betrayal. Maureen, ostracized by her daughter and grandchildren, found herself alone, her once close relationship with Nicole irreparably damaged. One evening, Nicole decided to confront her mother, needing closure to move on with her life. The meeting was tense, the air thick with unspoken words and unresolved emotions. Nicole demanded to know why Maureen had betrayed her, why she had chosen to destroy their family. Maureen, tears streaming down her face, confessed that she had never intended for things to go so far, that her feelings for Kelvin had taken her by surprise. But her explanations offered little comfort to Nicole, who felt that her trust had been irrevocably broken. Nicole decided to focus on rebuilding her life for the sake of her children. She found solace in her work and the support of her friends, slowly piecing together the fragments of her shattered heart. Kelvin, realizing the gravity of his mistakes, sought counseling in an attempt to understand his actions and become a better father to his children. Maureen, on the other hand, struggled to find redemption. She moved to a small town, hoping to start anew, but the weight of her guilt followed her wherever she went. The affair had left a lasting impact on everyone involved, a painful reminder of the consequences of selfish desires and broken trust. As time passed, the wounds began to heal, though the scars remained. Nicole learned to forgive, not for Maureen or Kelvin, but for herself and her children. The family, though forever changed, found a way to move forward, their story a testament to the resilience of the human spirit in the face of betrayal and heartbreak. Nicole's life began to take on a new rhythm. She found strength in her independence, focusing on her career and her children. The divorce was finalized, and though it was painful, it also brought a sense of closure. Kelvin, now living alone, made efforts to rebuild his relationship with his children, understanding that trust would take time to regain. Maureen, in her new town, sought therapy to confront her guilt and understand the choices that had led her down such a destructive path. She wrote letters to Nicole, expressing her remorse and hoping for a chance to rebuild their relationship, even if it was just a sliver of what it once was. Nicole, after much contemplation, decided to meet Maureen one last time. The meeting was emotional, with both women shedding tears for the lost years and broken trust. Nicole made it clear that while she could not forget, she was willing to try and forgive, for her own peace of mind. Kelvin, too, found a way to make amends. He became more involved in his children's lives, showing through actions rather than words that he was committed to being a better father. The family, though not the same, found a new way to coexist, with boundaries and a deeper understanding of the fragility of trust. Years later, as Nicole watched her children grow into strong, resilient individuals, she reflected on the journey they had all been through. The affair had left scars, but it had also taught them valuable lessons about love, trust, and forgiveness. Maureen, now older and wiser, found solace in her relationship with her grandchildren, who, though aware of the past, chose to focus on the present. Kelvin, having learned from his mistakes, became a mentor to others, sharing his story as a cautionary tale. The family's story was one of pain and betrayal, but also of resilience and redemption. It served as a reminder that even in the darkest times, there is always a path to healing and a chance for a new beginning. The end. Please share and like this video. Kindly subscribe to my channel for more stories.